The second aspect I want to talk about is inclusion. This image is from a project work in a school in Germany, and they just analyzed what does inclusion mean. And inclusion means that the heterogeneous group is the new standard. So the idea of dividing people into different classes, different abilities, and separating them in school according to their abilities or to their problems is done away with the idea of inclusion. So this is one example that you really make yourself aware that people are different. And I think this is one of the big demands of the industry, that students that come out of school have today be able to work and to interact in heterogeneous groups. These groups are heterogeneous for age reasons. The aging society will create the necessity in the future that very young people have to work with rather old people in a team. Inclusion has something to do with immigration. Inclusion has something to do with the globalized economy. So classes like this train people for one of the most essential abilities they have to acquire in school for being a valuable part of the workforce. And also, hopefully, a valuable part of society. Inclusion also means, in some examples like this school in the Netherlands, that a senior citizens' home and the school share a common hall. This is not a photo montage with Photoshop, but it's an actual photo done in a school. You see this old lady here on the one side, and here are children on the other side, and both institutions share some spaces. And this is effective because they don't need these spaces at the same time, but it also allows interactions that usually are very problematic in the normal settings. This building is consisting of the school, of the senior citizens' home, and of private housing, and of a small library that is a public library also used by the school. So this is another way of inclusion. Inclusion also means that the decisions made during the design of a school are made not by single individuals in the hierarchical line of decision-making, but that people are included into the decision-making process. These are images from the Hellerup School planning process. What you see here is teachers working together with architects to define sizes, to define learning settings, to define learning arrangements. Those people spent 2 years experimenting before they went into actually building the schools. They made one-to-one mock-ups, models of learning situations, and tested them. And this was extremely important, not only that the results were good results, but also that the people involved in these decision-making processes believed in the ideas and brought them to life. If these had been ideas by the architects, just built and then the teachers come and have to use it, it would have been a completely different situation.